Apple just bleeds you dry. It does. I'll be honest. It does. It just takes your money and you're like, all right, cool. What can I do? This is the phone. That's my hand size. It works. It works. So yeah, that's like a perfect screen with no issues on it. Why in the world did they think that was okay? This phone is hella slippery though. Like, I'm barely putting any pressure. If you want a proper review, there are a million other tech channels out there they should probably go check out. Like, this is what a regular dude's experience was having this type of phone. Hey, salam everyone, and welcome to the newest episode of the UFK show. That sounds ridiculous. But anyways, we'll give it in. But this is the very first review that we're going to have on the channel. So that's exciting. And this review is for the iPhone 16 Pro. As you can see here. Here, one second. You guys can see here. That's the, this is the new iPhone. Oh, got to move that out of here. The iPhone 16. Jokes. It's the 14 Pro because it looks the exact same as the 16. I swear this is wild. I was shook, man. I was shook. Once they released the new colorway, I was like, all right, they're going to do a titanium gold version. And I was like, okay, the 16 Pro is going to be, you know, potentially like this like block of titanium gold or something like that. They ended up literally copy and pasting the 14 Pro or honestly, I think even the 13 Pro gold and just making it titanium on the side rails. But even then, it's like shiny still. I don't know if y'all can see this, but like this is shiny-ish. And I do have the 16 Pro here that we're gonna unbox, but that'll be probably for the next episode. I actually do want to do a legitimate review on this one because we've had it for a couple years now. But again, it literally looks the exact same other than the action button. There's nothing really different for the most part. And that to me is, I think that's wild. That's crazy work from Apple. Like why in the world did they think that was okay? So okay, that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Not the 16 Pro thing. That's probably going to be later on. But we're going to be talking about the 14 Pro. So basically, when this came out, I decided to purchase it because I had a mini before that. And I was rocking like, I think it was like the 11 or 12 mini. And I was really enjoying that because I was in a phase where I was like, you know what? I don't want to have a phone that I'm glued to. I was like, I'm on my phone all the time. I think I had the XS Max before that. Shout out again to all the OGs who remember that review on on the old channel back in the day when I had it. But you know, I had a channel, or I had the mini, and the mini was something that was really fun to use. It was so small and compact. I just put it in my pocket, wouldn't even think about it. I wasn't glued to it. I wouldn't even want to consume that much content because it was so small. I was like, look, if I'm gonna watch something, I'll watch it on a MacBook or an iPad or a TV. I was like, why? What's the whole point in putting anything on my phone other than just like getting things done, like phone calls, et cetera, et cetera. However, the battery life was starting to kill me. The battery life was just dying super fast. And I think at that point as well, I started to realize that I was missing out on having a promotion display. I really felt the issue of the 60 hertz display. I was like, this is laggy. I think once or twice I'd use a promotion display, which is 120 hertz. And I was like, wait a second, like this feels like a different phone. So I was excited to try that out, the 14 Pro. Immediately saw it. And the 13 Pro, I think the big difference between the 13 and the 14 at that time was the dynamic island. Other than that, it was more or less the same colorways, same, pretty much similar cameras. I think they had cinematic mode on the 14, but for me, I was more interested in the fact that, oh, okay, it'll be a massive upgrade from the mini. So that was the main reason why I ended up getting it. And I was really happy with it. I was stoked to have it. And so might as well actually just chat about this right now. So honestly, I mean, here's the main thing. When it comes to my show, the UFK show. Realistically speaking, any reviews that I do, if you want a proper review, there are a million other tech channels out there they should probably go check out. Because genuinely, for me, I'm just gonna chat about what my real life experience was. Like this is what a regular dude's experience was having this type of phone. And I'm not gonna be talking too much about like processing speeds, this, that, the other, X, Y, Z. Like again, that's for the tech dudes, or the tech people out there who are tech experts and gurus, et cetera, et cetera. Because for me, again, it's just me sharing my thoughts on what it was like having this phone. So again, I had this for about 2 years and I know that specifically because my AppleCare ran out. So, which I'm going to talk about more later on. That's a massive part about how I ended up using my phone. So, what my actual experience with this was, is I first got it and was blown away by the 120 hertz. So it's like, you know what? Forget about it. I was just gonna go and like kind of like in the back camera, but at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, if y'all want to see it here, y'all can see how I have my phones kind of scheduled. So it's like, here, 1 second. So the way I got my phone set up is I don't have really any home screen stuff. I just got like, I don't know if it'll translate on here, but like, oof, that is not focused right. Nah, but anyways, it's that's the whole, fastness. I think I gotta go in and like change the exposure if I want to get that right. But anyways, that really was super helpful for me enjoying the 120 hertz experience. I love that. That was fun. That was a blast getting into that. And then also coming from the mini, all of a sudden I had all this screen ratio and I felt like this was the perfect size. I had the XS Max before. I feel like this was a similar size to that rather than going to the 14 Pro Max, which I just felt like was massive. And now the new ones are like even bigger than that. They're almost like 7 inches, which is ridiculous. So it's like, again, for me, like this was like perfect for my hand size. I feel like that was kind of, I don't know if you guys can see kind of like, this is the phone, that's my hand size. It works. It works. Like for me, like I can kind of reach the top corners relatively easily. So it's like for me, that is a huge thing that was important for me. I wanted to have something where I could use it one-handed and I'd enjoy it. The 120 hertz, crisp display. Camera was good, but yo, I don't take pictures. Like, and it's funny because it's like being in the industry that I was in, I didn't find that I was actually needing to take pictures or videos when I probably should have been, maybe potentially, hypothetically, I don't know. But realistically, I did not find myself using the camera that often. When I used it, I felt like it was really good. I was like, oh, this is like a really nice camera. But like, do I find that I'm just like, oh my God, I have a DSLR? Well, actually, I do. I never feel like, oh, if I'm gonna take a picture with this, I'm like, oh, is it gonna be bad quality? It's like point and shoot, take the picture, call it a day, move on. And that's something that I do like about this phone is that when it comes to camera light, especially camera stuff, I'm really happy with that. I just point, I shoot, I take the picture, call it a day. Videos, same thing. I never really change the settings. I don't mess around with the editing, whether it's like the ratio or the FPS or all of that. I don't like whatever it comes out the box. That's how I've always had it. I don't change the contrast, the sharpness, anything. It's all just baked in, which I like. But again, I probably don't take the best pictures in the world, so that's also another thing to take into consideration. However, the other thing to point out though is the battery life. I did find that the battery life was pretty good, especially when I first had it. However, over the last 2 years, it has degraded to the point where I'm at 80%. I think that's what my thing is. And I know that once it dips below 80, that's when I think I can get a free replacement of the battery. So there is that to take into consideration. I did have to replace my screen once because I have my phone caseless, which we'll talk about again as well. But in terms of like how it holds up, like this has withstood a ton of drops. I've dropped it here, there, everywhere. And if for the most part actually is a solid screen. I do recommend though screen protectors because I don't know if you can see with the glare, there is, I don't have any scratches on it right now, thankfully, alhamdulillah, because I had a screen protector on it. But when I didn't have a screen protector the first time before it cracked, after like, 6 months or a year, however long it was, during that time, it was scratched up, like it was riddled with scratches. I don't know if you can even see it on this one right here, but like right now it's fine. It just has some smudges from where I've been touching it. But like, here, let me just kind of give it a little bit of a brush up. Jeez. Yeah, see, like that's like perfect because I just took the screen protector off because I wanted to show you how it looked like without it. So yeah, that's like a perfect screen with no issues on it. But that's why you need a screen protector. So I personally would just like, because again, before it was riddled with scratches. Like I'm talking about deep grooves, and then I got a crack in it, and then I got a bigger crack, and then I was like, you know what, I just need to replace this. And did the AppleCare Plus thing, and then called it a day. But in terms of like the actual like side, you can see. I don't know if you can actually. Here, one second. Let me move this out the way. You can see there's like scrapes. There's issues here and there. There's scratches, smudge marks. For the most part, though, it's held up, I'd say. Again, other than like the corners, I don't know if you can kind of see that where it's got like all those different. Um, yeah, I'm saying like at the end of the day, it's actually not. I never noticed. I'll be honest. Even like I think in the top corner right here, like I got like a massive dent recently. Yeah, I think you can see it right there. I never notice it. I just kind of like grab it and use it and call it a day. Back is literally like I have not, alhamdulillah, again, Allah Mubarak, never had any issues with it. It's been great. But again, I've heard, some people drop it and they break it. But it's, again, for me, I feel like the front is the most important because of scratches. It's the scratches that kill you. The scratches are just so brutal when you don't have a screen protector. So that's why I personally just go and get the one where it has like the little like plastic thing you put on, rip it off, and then it's applied. And then the second that kind of starts cracking up, just replace it. It's like $10 versus like having to deal with like a fully scratched up screen that again, once it breaks, even with AppleCare, at least in Canada, I think it's like $150. So again, just not really worth it in my opinion to not have a screen protector on it because it'll give you the resilience and braking as well as scratch protection. And then if you don't have AppleCare, you have to have that and you have to have a case. But at least that's my perspective on it. Also, I found with the camera bumps, I felt like with the camera bumps it was not an issue for me. I didn't notice really, like maybe there's like a couple dings and scratches on them. Didn't notice an issue even with the tapping on the thing. This phone is, well, I didn't mean to spike that. This phone is hella slippery though. Like any chance it had to fall down, it would fall down. Whether it's out of my pocket, whether it's on the side of a table. Y'all can see this table right here. I would leave it like this, and it would find a way to literally slide right off. Like I'm not even joking. Like it would happen. The back was okay, but like look at how like I'm barely putting any pressure. It just like moves, and then it has like a mind of its own. I don't know what it is about this screen, but it loves falling. It loves slip and sliding and going everywhere. And so again, I genuinely, for me, I felt like it was one of those things where it would just annoy me to no end, but I would have to go and put it in like the middle of a table, or I'd try to be like a bit more aware of where I was placing it, how it was in my pocket. I knew it would fall out or it would slide off of like even just like a couch or something like that. It was ridiculous. But anyways, that being said, I I do love this phone. I do love this phone. I feel like it is such a convenient phone. And then when the 15 came out, I never felt like there was any need to go and upgrade into a new one because I thought about it and I was like, do I want a titanium phone? Do I think they even look better? Are there that many upgrades inside of it, software wise, that I was like, this is worthwhile? Similarly, it's like, I think it was just a better camera, the titanium design, and that's it. And like, I personally like the gold look of this. I really did like it. That was part of the reason why I also purchased this one. I liked that it was kind of like almost like a white, kind of like sandy back, and then like the dark gold kind of shine on the side. Like to me, the stainless steel was such a vibe. I didn't think that there was anything nice about the 15 Pro. Again, it's all just small minor upgrades that I think are more suited for somebody who has an older phone. You're talking about the 10s, the 8s, the SEs, the even the 11 and 12s are a pretty decent upgrade to one of these. But again, why I went into the Pro Max again is because outrageous for Apple to still be putting 60 hertz displays in their base models. I think that's ludicrous because the second you use a promotion display, you realize the old ones, the 60 hertz ones, feel like they're so laggy and so slow that it feels like there's something wrong with it, that it's slow. When in reality, it's totally fine. And that's how we were using them for literally almost a decade beforehand. But the promotion ones are so much more elite that I just can't believe how they justify having that base model not have it. However, from a business standpoint, it's a big brain because the ones who know are gonna they know that the differentiating factor is to have to go into the pros. Then they go in the upsell, and then it's like, all right, well, I wanted the biggest screen. Then you go into the max anyways, and so from a pricing model standpoint and the way that they kind of separate all the consumers, it's genius how they have it set up. And that's why the people that don't care end up usually just getting the regulars, like the base models, because they're like, I just want to get a new iPhone and I'm so excited. The colors, it's beautiful. However, the more power users are the ones who are a bit more aware of stuff like promotion. They're the ones that are like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll have to just splurge because there's no way I could go into a 60 hertz. Like for me, like I would rather use an older 14 Pro than have a 16 base model, if that makes any sense. So that's that. Now I think it's time to talk about AppleCare. So AppleCare for me is something that I like to call the most expensive case in the world. Seriously, I feel like it gives me the confidence to use the phone as it was intended to be, like without a case. Like this is technically how it was built and made. I feel like I get to use it like that without having the stress of being like, oh my God, if it breaks, this, that, and the other. I just mentally, I'm like, okay, look, baked into the cost is the whatever it is. I think it's like $250 for the full 2 years to have AppleCare. And then each time it actually does break to replace it's about 150. So it's like, in general, it's like upfront, it's like $250 for the nicest case, in my opinion. Like, this is better than an OtterBox because technically, it doesn't matter how badly I smash it, I can get a brand new one. And so that's why I've always felt like Apple Care Plus was something that was worthwhile because it allowed me to use the phone the way I want to use it. However, if I didn't care about how I used it and I was like, or how it looked or how it felt in the hand, honestly, I'd probably just grab a case, forget the warranty, put on a solid case on it, put on a screen protector every time as soon as you get it, and anytime it breaks, just replace it, and then call it a day. Because when it comes to batteries, when it comes to all that stuff, Apple is fairly good on that regardless. If you have a battery issue, you can go and get it replaced for like $80 or something like that, a couple years down the line or something like that. So, and I've done that for some of the older phones in the house. I've just gone in, replaced it for like, let's say $50, $100, and then called it a day. And then you just keep it moving. Didn't have Apple Care warranty. Yeah, sure, it's nice to have, battery. And like that is the other feature of having Apple Care Plus is that now you're just like, oh, okay, cool. I have the ability to now never stress if I have battery issues, if I'm having these wonky, like I also had a screen issue where it was blacking out for some reason. And they're like, oh, there's something wrong with the screen. We'll replace it for free. And so that is like a peace of mind type thing along with it, but you're paying a premium for it. And I know a lot of people are like, why would I waste my money on that when it's a perfectly good enough phone as it is? And I would say I fully agree with you. You don't need to have Apple Care Plus. You just simply don't. The only reason is if one, you have extra money that you're like, you know what, I like to pay for the peace of mind, or even not extra money, but I just want peace of mind. Then by all means, it's the best feeling in the world to feel like my phone is fully protected. And these phones aren't cheap. Again, you're talking about $1,500. This was, I think, almost two grand. I mean, technically, when it comes to, I think I spec this out at 156 or 256. I think that's what this is, or is it 128? Let me quickly check for y'all right now. What is what's his face? I don't even know. It is the 128 capacity. So as y'all can see right here, ooh, I don't know if you're allowed to see my serial number. Well, you've seen it now and it's game over. But as you can see, like, look, that's crazy. Oh, this is nice. I've never even seen this before. So 1,118 videos, 11 to, oh, I have 11,000 photos. I don't know if that's a lot. Half of it's probably screenshots if I'm being completely honest, or like I took one picture just like a billion times. 100 applications. I have 33 available. Oh, that's tight. That's tight. Oh, how come y'all can't see this? Hold on. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that done. Okay, sweet. So yeah, you guys can see that. That's my Wi-Fi address. Oof, I don't know if y'all allowed to see this. I'm gonna have to double check that. But anyways, either way, I feel like with me, all I needed was 128. All I needed was having the ability to have any amount of pictures that I want. Because also iCloud is already they got me. They got me. I have to have the 2 terabyte one. I'm paying whatever $15 a month for that. I mean, Apple just bleeds you dry. It does. I'll be honest. It does. It just takes your money, and you're like, all right, cool. What can I do? I can't have the iCloud message keep popping up. Please upgrade your capacity, storage capacity. So anyways, I personally just have the iCloud, so I just go for the base model, whatever is available. So I'm at 128. That's enough for me personally right now at this point in time. So I'm just sticking with the 128 model. If there's ever a base model that's 256, I think I'll be more than happy with 256. I probably just need to clear out and download one of those apps that'll go and clear out most of the pictures and the duplicates and all that. But again, I was saying, why did I bring that up? How much storage there is? Well, anyways, either way, that is the storage capacity that I ended up selecting. And in general, I feel like again, AppleCare is good enough because that was the whole premise of why I was talking about it originally. Is that AppleCare is only really for those who really want peace of mind, as well as those who want to have their phone caseless. So, rambling aside, I do have a little surprise. I have replacement phone actually. So what happened was is that the phone's not working properly. I called Apple, said I wanted a replacement phone. They were like, fantastic, no problem. You got to pay the replacement phone fee if it's your own damage. So I was like, yes, it is. It's not. There's anything in particular wrong with the actual phone. So other than the damage that why it's not working, and so specifically to the situation on here is that now I'll have a new phone, and I thought I might as well unbox it with y'all. So here, let me pop this back over here. So this is the box that it comes in, and I don't even need to have. Oh no, I think I need to. The other side has just all my information, which I blacked out with a marker, but still, I'm sure some of y'all sleuths. I mean, y'all already have my Wi-Fi address, so I think that's techie enough as is. But anyways, so this is how they have it. 1 second. Oh, damn. All right, that's cool. So they have a support Apple iPhone thingy right here. iPhone support Apple. Cool. So that's that. This box is just empty now. Oh, they got another little sticker thing here. Oh, that's just a piece of paper. And that's it. This is how the box comes in. Cool. So this is technically the first unboxing that we have on the channel. So here's the box that it came in. And because my phone's not working properly anymore, I called them. I was like, I need a replacement. I called 1-800 call my Apple or whatever. And fantastic. That's done. So I called them and they said, no problem at all. We will go and replace it for you. And here's the little box that comes in. And they have sent me a new iPhone. And so that's very cool of them. And so Allah Mubarak, mashallah, look at that. That's beautiful. It feels so brand new. And then a little ASMR here. 1 second. Let me just hit y'all with the, y'all might want to see it too. Here. All right, there we go. Cool. Y'all didn't get to see it. Ah, it is what it is, guys. But then, that's the cool thing about AppleCare is that, if it's smashed and it's broken, or if it's, not working properly, or you're having issues with it, you call them and they'll give you a brand new one. And so now I have this. I'm probably going to transfer over to this one, uh, because it's, it's for me, that's primarily my main issue. Is this old one's not really working properly anymore, and now I needed a new one. So now I think I need to send it back to them or something like that, the old one, and then we'll call it a day. But I thought I'd let you guys know that that is the process. Like, look, now I have a newish iPhone, and I can go ahead and use that. That is the benefit of Apple Care. So that is why I would say 10 out of 10 in terms of Apple and their support. They're amazing if you want to pay the pretty penny. If you pay the premium, that's what you'll get. You'll get the ability to have somebody who gives you a phone whenever you want, and you say that there's something broken or it's not working, you have any issues, immediately they'll do it. However, you're starting off paying 250, then on top of it 150 each time you need to replace it, unless it's their specific like Apple covered warranty products or situations. Then you don't have to pay that extra $150. But excuse me, it adds up. It adds up. So with that being said, I think the iPhone 14 Pro is 10 out of 10. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal phone. I think that it's if you're interested in getting a phone right now and you're toss up and you're in a certain price range for either an older model or one of the newer base models, honestly, I say go for a good condition old model. They're technically, you're getting a better phone, a funner phone in terms of like the screen, if that matters to you. Or technically, you can just go to Apple and get a base model if you want. It is totally fine, because then you're fully conscientious. Because again, you never know on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever. There's so many scammers out there. So at least peace of mind as well to go to Apple and buy it straight from them. But if you're cool with it, an older phone, like again, I think I might just stick around with it for the sake of sticking around with it. Like, I mean, I did get a 16 Pro, but I might just actually still stick my SIM card in this and keep it in there, because it's like, I think they're totally fine for multiple years. I think what you need to do with Apple products, unless you're a high beast, unless you kind of like enjoying new tech, which is totally fair, I think it's meant to be used 2, 3, 4, even 5 years continuously, and then you do a nice big upgrade, because then you notice a difference. Because imagine if you're going from the iPhone X to the 16, then your mind's going to be blown. So all of that to say, I'm happy with the 14 Pro. I think it's a fantastic phone. I highly recommend it. Feel free to go and get one of the newer phones as well. You're just paying the premium for it. However, if you do want to have it caseless, you need to 100% go and get AppleCare Plus. If you don't care about the caseless aspect, get a case, get a screen protector regardless, and then you don't got to worry about paying the 250 or the $15 a month or whatever you have to pay for the warranty. Man, the monthly payments, man, they added up. I swear, there's literally something for everything. It's like $15 for AppleCare Plus and $15 for the 2 terabyte storage capacity. Then any of the subscriptions that you have. I mean, it never ends. It never ends. So, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed me sharing my experience with having the iPhone 14 Pro for about 2 years. It was a lot of me going back and forth, rambling here and there, and then also the warranty. The warranty again, and the unboxing and getting a newer one. Again, it's literally they're both the same, and it's just nice now to have something that is proper and new after 2 years. Because I will say this, after 2 years, I gotta add this last second reminder. The battery life after 2 years, now that it's 80%, it has slowed down dramatically, to the point where it's like there are times where it just like, it's not like it's out like ridiculous, like I can't use it anymore, but it is not like when I first got it, for sure. So again, those are things that again Apple can cover technically later on, but with Apple Care warranty, you can get replacements, et cetera, et cetera. So again, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really much more I can add. I'm gonna be unboxing a bunch of all the new Apple products, so that'll be coming, and I'll post that soon. But yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing whenever, wherever you guys are. And inshallah, till the next time. All right. Yallah. Salam, everyone.